Oh, perfect timing. I thought you were just going to throw your phone.
Welcome to A24 Quest.
Yes, episode
4.
4. Sure, it's hard to... It seems like we just started this, but we've been doing A24 Quest for a while, but...
Are you tired?
A little bit.
I'm a little tired
Since
too.
I just watched 3 movies consecutively, and that kind of takes it out of you, you know?
Yeah.
3 very different movies. Both of them were A24 movies, hence A24 Quest. The A24 movies we decided to talk about, in fact. What a coincidence.
What about him?
That's all I got.
Oh.
You want to start with Revenge of the Green Dragon?
Yeah, let's talk about Revenge of the Green Dragon.
Okay, sounds good. I just watched this morning, and this will be an interesting conversation because I rather liked it.
And I didn't.
So,
moving on.
Let's each discuss our points of view. Okay,
Okay.
The way I see it, it is Chinese Goodfellas. Like, it is essentially like Goodfellas, but with Chinese immigrants. But it was fun.
This is a great episode. I love it already.
Look, here's my thing with it. Okay, the major problem with the movie is the editing. There's like 0 establishing shots, and you never know like what's happening. Like Ginger and Rose is the last movie I saw that like had this feeling to it where every shot feels disjointed and connected, and you're like never. There are scenes that have no build up and no payoff, and there's just stuff happens, and it doesn't really feel like a coherent story. And that was annoying for the first 30 minutes, but it almost got hilarious by the end of it because it was just like, okay, we're here now. It's like they kind of didn't really know how to put the story together visually. So I'm just going to say, it wasn't like, objectively, it wasn't a very good movie. It was sloppy, kind of messy. The writing was kind of cliched, and the acting was like, okay. It was okay at best. But you know what? I just enjoyed it. It wasn't like The Captive, where the whole time I was just bored to death. The whole time I was just sitting there, and I was like, this is like really melodramatic. It's really cheesy. It has this odd like early 2000s edginess to it. It's just like lovably bad. You know what I mean? Like it was charming. It had a charming air to it, and I wasn't bored at all. I was enjoying myself. So that's it. I can't really defend it beyond that. It is one of the it's not great. It's not even good, but I just had fun with it. What do you think?
I sat there and I started watching it. I'm like, all right, this is interesting. And then the little boy came out in a like jacket and pulled a gun
on
his
hilarious.
mom.
Yeah.
And his mom's boss, and said, "Brother, come with me now." And then he did. And I'm like, all right, this movie is not my favorite.
Yeah, it's super. I feel like it's trying to be cool, and it's not very self-aware. Like, it doesn't know how stupid a lot of the stuff it shows you is.
I don't know, man.
Because it's like the kid. It makes it look like the kid. Don't they say the kid was gone for like a couple days?
Yeah.
And then like when the kid comes back, he's like full-blown gangster with like the slicked back hair and the jacket, and he's packing heat.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Yeah, he's like what, 8?
Yeah,
7?
yeah, right. It's amazing, and this is not a comedy. This is it wants to be taken seriously. But the thing is, I kind of saw it. If you watch it as a comedy, it gets a lot better. I think it was very funny, very very funny.
See, I didn't watch it as a comedy.
This might, like I said, this might be our first like so bad it's good movie in the series. Most of the bad movies we've seen so far are just bad. This is like. It's unintentionally entertaining, I think. I was having a blast watching this movie. It's really schlocky and campy, and I liked it.
See, that's where you and I differ.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm watching this. It's essentially, as you said, Goodfellas with just Chinese immigrants.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was even executive produced by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, which I was very surprised to see at the very end. And Ray Liotta's in it.
And Ray Liotta's in it, yeah.
It's very bizarre. But I sat through it, said, wow, that was a bad version of Goodfellas.
Yeah, essentially.
Got to the very end, said, wow, that was really over-exaggerated.
That ending was crazy.
The ending was bad. And
I laughed at the reveal at the end. I was like, I cannot believe they did that, and I applauded.
It's just
if I would have seen this at the theater, I would have given it a standing ovation.
It was dumb.
It is dumb, but it's fun. I don't know.
It wasn't fun.
You know, I'm not a grouch to every bad movie I see. Every once in a while, I see one that's just fun and I like it.
I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot about this one that was all that fun for me.
I suppose even the like really confusingly edited fight scenes where it just like freeze frame every couple seconds. No. I thought something was wrong with like the movie when I was watching that. I thought it was like
that's
glitching.
Fair, but like it wasn't fun.
It's just baffling. It's just weird.
It was almost as irritating as the movie just freezing every few minutes.
Right, because internet issues.
Yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, no, it wasn't fun for me.
Fair enough.
If there was legitimate kung fu, then maybe I would have enjoyed.
See, I thought it was going to be a kung fu movie going in. It's very much not. It's a shooty movie.
It's a shooty?
It's a shooty.
It's a shooty movie.
Yeah.
Don't you know those shooty movies?
Yeah.
Not the kung fu movies, the shooty movies.
And perhaps it's a tad bit racist to assume it's a kung fu movie when you see a movie by a Chinese crew. But
when you hear
it's called Revenge of the Green Dragons. That sounds like a kung fu title, but it's a Scorsese-esque crime thriller. Like I said, it's just Goodfellas. It's essentially just Goodfellas.
It's bad Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Which was
it's bad fellas.
Really, really upsetting considering I watched that just last week.
Oh yeah. Such a big divide between the two.
I know.
So
it was a bummer.
So neither of us were really a fan. Well, I mean, I was a fan, ironically. I was a fan in the sense that it was fun. I just had a good time because it was just
Colin's
super...
a hipster, so he likes it ironically.
Yeah, right.
He's wearing all plaid right now.
Super over there. Yeah. I've been known to do that from time to time. Check my Instagram.
See, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so kind of split reaction on this one. We're like Siskel and Ebert. We got called Siskel and Ebert. No, me and Chris got called Siskel and Ebert. When me and Chris saw 3 Billboards, we were talking about it afterwards and like discussing it. Or was it you and I? I think it was me and Chris. Let me know if this is a thing you and I did and I'm mistaking you for Chris. We're discussing it afterwards, and like a guy in the audience like turned around, was like, Siskel and Ebert over here. And I was like,
I'm pretty sure that was Chris.
Yeah, probably. So
yeah.
Wow, that was short. Okay, we can move on to Moonlight, which is a good movie.
And
it's
we
not
just finished it.
It's not good bad. It's actually good. So what were your thoughts on Moonlight?
I really liked Moonlight. I hadn't seen it before, and I've been dying to watch the runner-up for the Best Picture nominee of last year. And it was very good.
Of course, it went to La La Land.
Of course,
which was. I mean, I guess I can see it. Yeah, I mean, people like musicals.
Yeah,
but not so much movies about black gay gangsters. I'm gonna try that again.
Yeah, please.
I can't speak today. I say it all the time. I never can speak. Gay black gangsters, the movie, the musical.
Oh, that would be a fantastic musical.
Moonlight musical? Oh, that would
no,
be
not
great.
Moonlight as a musical.
Just gay black gangsters.
Yeah, as a musical. That'd be fun.
Brokeback Mountain.
I didn't say that.
I meant to say Broke Black Mountain, but I just said Brokeback Mountain. I'm sorry. Every once in a while, it's come to my attention that there's a joke that I'm a horrible racist, and every time I say something like that, I realize I'm not helping my cause. Or maybe I'm self-aware, and I'm just perpetuating the joke. You never know.
I think it's both. But Moonlight was very good.
Yeah,
obviously
for sure.
it won Best Picture last year. It was good. I enjoyed it. I like La La Land better still.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you see, they're very different movies.
Yeah,
So I would have been
definitely.
happy with either of them winning for different reasons. Like La La Land is just a feel good, great time. You know, it's a fantastically constructed, fun musical. And this is very different. In fact, this is quite emotional and kind of depressing, but kind of happy. You know, it's an emotional roller coaster, and it's very artistic and very I almost want to say abstract at times, but not quite. And that plays into what I find so interesting about this movie. There's a lot of things about this movie you wouldn't expect given the premise. First of all, the soundtrack, which I was thinking about, and I think the soundtrack's kind of brilliant. What are you doing? So Josh was just like picking something out of the air.
There was a float. There was a hair.
Oh,
flying around.
Fair enough.
Never mind. Keep going. You weren't supposed to notice.
Sorry, it distracted me. Okay, the soundtrack's kind of brilliant in a way, because if you think about it, a movie about a kid growing up in, I don't even, did they ever say?
California.
Do you think California?
I think California.
I don't know.
It could be Florida.
They ended up in Atlanta at the end of the movie, but it never said where they. I'm guessing Florida.
That would make more sense, I suppose.
Yeah, Florida to Atlanta. Yeah.
They weren't in Atlanta. He drove down back to Florida, which would make more sense than going all the way to California.
Right. But no, like his character starts in Florida, ends up in Atlanta, and then goes back to Florida.
Yes,
yeah.
That makes sense. So Florida.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, because they keep talking about Cuba, and Cuba's nowhere near
California. It's got to be Florida, then.
It's got to be, okay.
Yeah, okay. So
we figured it out, guys. They're in Florida.
So you take a movie about a kid growing up in the kind of ghetto-y and kind of a ghetto area with a lot of drugs and crime, that kind of thing. It's a very urban case study about a young African-American man. And it's, there's a lot of, drugs, a lot of,
and his
poverty.
Mom ain't nice.
Yeah, a lot of poverty, a lot of that kind of thing. You would expect a movie like this to have a soundtrack that's trap inspired and kind of rap, I would expect a movie to have a soundtrack such as this.
And there was a little bit of that.
A little bit of that, but the thing is, the most part, it has this beautiful classical orchestral score to it. You know what I mean?
I do.
And it's I found that interesting when watching it. I was like, that's not the score I'd expect a movie about like this to have.
I'd expect it to have more of a score like Black Panther.
Yeah, kind of like that. Well, not as Marvel-y, but you know what I mean. It's and then it doesn't stop there. It's the this movie's shot in a very artistic way.
Yeah.
And it's for an urban crime poverty case study. It's shot in a interesting way, a different way than you would expect most movies. What
was your favorite scene, shot wise?
Shot, I am a huge fan of the very first shot in the movie. Is this long take that's where the camera's constantly rotating around this group of characters talking.
That was very good.
Characters are coming in and out, and I was like, this is really cool. There's a lot of great shots, man. There's a shot where he's just walking down a road, the center of the road, and it's very nice. The ocean scene looks great.
I really like the end diner scene. I thought that was very well done.
The cinematography, I'd have to look it up. I don't think this won for cinematography, but it absolutely deserved to, because this is a beautiful, beautiful film.
I wonder what it did.
Man, now you're going to make me look it up. Hold on. Have anything else to add while I look this up?
It's just very good. It's about a young man trying to find himself, and he doesn't really fit in anywhere in the world that he happens to be in. The being really hard and tough in the drug world in Atlanta during the third act just doesn't quite suit him, but he's kind of forced himself into it. It's a very interesting character.
Because he's struggling with... He's he isn't that like he isn't that hard dog eat dog kind of like criminal guy, but like he's forced into this world where he like has to be that. But even as he becomes that, minor spoiler alert, I can't talk. Spoiler.
I mean, it's not really.
Even as he becomes that, you can tell he's like, that's just not him. That's like not how. That's not the life he feels he should have. You know.
I mean, you could have told me the plot of this entire story, and it's not about
it's
that.
It's not a plot movie. It's it's an experience movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. I absolutely adore this film. Even more so than I first saw it. I think when I first saw it, I gave it an 8. I might bump it up to like a 9. I absolutely love it. I can see why it won Best Picture. To answer your question, by the way, Best Cinematography went to La La Land, which I can see. Also a very well shot movie, but like personally, I would have given it to Moonlight. I think
Swapped them.
Yeah, basically.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's they did a very good job in this movie. I was impressed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not much more to say about it other than just, you know, if you want a very interesting like urban case study, that's kind of it's very it's kind of artsy. Like this movie deals with a very gritty subject matter in a very kind of artistic way, and I liked that. I like movies like that. You know, it's like you think of artsy movies where it's just like, oh, it's about life in the universe, man. But it's like this. It's just like very grounded and down to earth and realistic. And I just want to say, Naomi Harris, who played his mother, did a great job in this.
Yeah,
she
did
very, very good. And Mahershala Ali is the most likable character in the movie.
And didn't he win Best Supporting Actor?
Might have. Hold on. Yep, he did.
Yeah, I thought so.
He won Best because he's just so good in this movie.
He is a very good actor. I like him.
And he's not really in most of the movie,
which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I always wanted him to come back.
Yeah, I don't even know if they really explain why he didn't come back. I think it's assumed that he's either in prison or he died or something. But you know,
I love that symmetry though between him and then also later life.
Yeah.
Chiron. Just that symmetry was really cool. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie. And I think it's ranking pretty highly on my list of... did you just remember something?
I did, but it's for later.
Okay, it's for the actual podcast. I think I'm going to rank this pretty highly on my list of A24 picks. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. It's a movie that's pretty straightforward. You can't really like analyze it that much. I mean, you can analyze it a little. You can like theorize what certain characters' intent are, and like what's really going on inside their head because it's not always clear. We have a main character that doesn't talk a lot, so it's interesting in that regard. But it's a pretty straightforward, almost, it's a very straightforward, easy to understand movie. I say that because we had just watched Personal Shopper, which is anything but, so I appreciated it. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about it.
I think so.
And we're just under 20 minutes. This will be a short episode, but
I mean, there's nothing more to talk about. I mean, one was a little controversial, but nothing interesting, and the second one, Moonlight, was just good.
There's no denying how good Moonlight is. It's like hard to talk about because it's good. Everybody knows it's good. It won Best Picture for God's sake.
It's a good story. It's well shot. It's the sound was good.
Yeah.
The theming was really good, bringing back old ideas, completing that circle. They did it well.
Yeah, it's a very masterful film, I'd say.
Yeah, not
entirely flawless, but very, very, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, it's pretty obvious who's the winner here. Moonlight was good, but Revenge of the Green Dragons edges it out just by a hair.
Little bit, and Personal Shopper beats both of them.
Yeah,
it's all there is to it.
Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna give you all a little bit of work. Go to YouTube, type in "Binging with Babish," and look up the episode about Moonlight.
Absolutely. He did the chef's special from Moonlight,
Yeah.
and check him out because he's a wonderful man.
And I'm probably gonna watch it a little bit later when I get home.
Yeah.
Just because I like it.
So I'm kidding, of course. The best is Moonlight of the two. That's who wins this episode. If how I've talked about Revenge of the Green Dragon sounds enticing, you want like a really bad, dumb wannabe Goodfellas.
It's not even really bad. It's just mediocre.
Yeah, it's
I don't know, man.
I would argue. Okay, I'm gonna give that another shot.
Please do.
I'm gonna argue that the editing drives it into it's just awful. Like the editing's so bad.
The editing is bad.
Like so that's if you want to watch a bad movie, check that out. But like watch Moonlight regardless. I mean, seriously, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's about it. Except you gotta pick our next movie, which you already have because you're not me and you actually prepare.
Except I didn't because I don't know what the movie is.
Oh,
okay. In chronological order, but I got it right here, so I can just scroll and look.
Sounds good.
Our movie that I'm picking for this week is a newer one. It is The Ballad of Lefty Brown.
Yeah, very new.
Which is a sweet modern western that just came out last year.
Modern western?
It's a modern western.
Is it like a...
No, like a modern made western.
Oh, right. I thought... I was going to say... I thought it was like an actual western. Like
it is. I believe it is. And we are watching The Captive.
No, we're not. See, the thing is, we're going to skip that one.
Oh, that's really funny, though, isn't it? The Most Violent Year.
Almost
Violent Year.
I've heard the name. I don't know a lot about it.
So, Almost Violent Year and The Ballad of Lefty Brown is what we're watching for next week.
Sounds good.
That sounds good. Let's look up.
Where are the circumstances that we watched The Captive out of order? Did you pick it?
Yeah.
Because of Ryan Reynolds. Probably.
Yeah, I just saw his big face on A24 and I just picked it. And it was bad.
I'm actually glad that you did because now we can get it over. Just imagine if I had to watch The Captive this next week. That would be awful. Man.
Just ruin your week.
I'd be like, oh, Ryan Reynolds should be interesting. Oh, boy.
Oh, hey. It's Poe Dameron.
Oh, in A Most Violent Year?
Yeah.
Rad.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
Get
okay.
To see Poe Dameron.
So that's it for this episode. Kind of a short one, but what can you do?
That's okay.
Well,
we'll come back at you with A Most Violent Year and Ballad of Lefty Brown next week.
Sounds good. Sounds like a violent double feature.
Yeah. Maybe. Bye.